Today we're going to talk about Spain and four main aspects of that culture that make that country so unique. The first of which is religion. A majority of Spanish people practice Roman Catholicism, and in Spain they dedicate a whole week out of the year just for religion. This week is called Holy Week, and it is the Spanish people's equivalent to our version of Easter. While Easter and Holy Week are celebrated around the same time of year, they're very different. In America, we celebrate Easter with a sense of hope, but in some regions in Spain, they celebrate thinking about their sin. They walk through the streets barefoot and they walk with black hooded caps. However, in other regions in Spain, they celebrate like we do. They celebrate with festivals and singing and dancing and most importantly, food, which brings us to our second aspect of the Spanish culture. The Spanish cuisine is very different due to Spain's unique geographical position. It's sort of the gateway to the rest of Europe and the gateway to Egypt, so there have always been a lot of ingredients thrown into that melting pot. The Spanish cuisine was first influenced by the Romans and the Greeks, and even today, some of the cuisine cooked in Spain they're influenced by Roman wines. The main dish of Spain is called paella. There are many different versions of paella, but a couple ingredients make paella. There's always rice, chicken, chorizo, vegetables, sausage, sometimes some shellfish, because paella was originated in Valencia, and that's sort of a tidal province near the Mediterranean Sea. These dishes are always celebrated around the table with friends and family is the third aspect of Spain's culture that we're going to talk about today. The Spanish culture really values family, and this is ironic because the birth rate in Spain is very low. This is growing increasingly more common because a lot of the women are going back to work and they're going back to the universities to get jobs. A huge factor in the family aspect of Spanish culture is the idea of machismo. And machismo means male dominance, or in other words, the men of the family, not so much today as they used to, but they still feel very obligated to be in charge of their families, and they feel responsible for everything that happens in their family. According to Lauren Freyer, today more and more families in Spain are living in multi-generational houses, and this is because in Spain, not only do they value their intermediate family, but they also value their extended family as well. The fourth and final aspect that we're going to talk about today is the music in Spain. The music in Spain, like the cuisine, has always been extremely diverse. Again, like the cuisine, it was brought to Spain by the Romans, and then it was sort of taken by the church to create hymns and create praises for the Roman Catholics to use, and they still use them today. In the early Spain, the people there, they really valued the classical musics like opera and folk, but until the Spanish Civil War, all of the regional music came to a halt. Eva Rodriguez talks about how the dictator Francisco Franco really wanted to make a uniform country, and that is why he decided to try to extinguish all of the regional music in Spain. In the book Olé Flamenco, George Ancona talks about flamenco, and flamenco is a huge part of the music in Spain. There's a dance and there's always a singer, and all of those things combine to make the flamenco experience. The flamenco is always very passionate and very lively, and it's typically danced between a man and a woman. Going into the 20th and 21st centuries, the music in Spain was sort of adapted by the rest of the world. The Spanish people fell in love with our Western types of music, but they made it their own by adding flamenco rhythms in the background. And that's sort of the whole idea of Spain, is they take something from a different part of the world or a different culture and they sort of make it their own. And all of those things, religion, food, family, and music, those things make the Spanish culture great.